All right. Welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we're going exploring the work of this guy, Dele Agbegun.
Dele Agbegun.
And he's got quite the resume, right?
Yeah.
We're talking relationship and family life coach,
Okay.
consultant, author.
Wow.
So already right off the bat, I'm kind of interested in how those all play together.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, you see the word coach a lot these days. Consultant too, but to see those three things together,
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to know how this guy combines all those things.
Yeah, and I think one of the most interesting things is that his focus really seems to be on family.
Yeah.
Like building strong family foundations.
Yeah.
And then he takes that, and it seems to be informing his ideas about personal growth, leadership, even like societal change, from what I've seen.
Yeah, and looking at his website, the thing that kind of jumped out at me is this idea of personal and professional development, right? And I'm thinking, okay, if you're coming at it from this family angle, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Like, how do those two things, personal and professional, how do they work together?
And I think a good place to start with that might actually be his book, Value Blueprint.
Okay, yeah, Value Blueprint, How Family Values Build Leaders and Better Societies, yeah.
I mean, right in the title, he's kind of making that connection.
He is.
Between those values that you learn in a family and how that can translate into being a good leader, right?
Yeah, and, he's talking about things that I think a lot of times get dismissed as just like soft skills, right?
Yeah.
But he's saying, no, communication, empathy, conflict resolution, all these things that you learn in a family, those are the things that really matter if you want to build a good team, if you want to lead effectively.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like he's saying, if you can handle like the Thanksgiving dinner with your crazy relatives,
Exactly.
then you could probably handle anything work throws at you.
Right, exactly. And it goes even further than that, right?
Yeah.
He's saying strong families, those make strong communities. And then those lead to a better society. So it's like this ripple effect.
It's ambitious.
Very ambitious, but he doesn't just pull this out of thin air. He's got research. He's got real-world examples.
Yeah, so okay, let's talk about Value Blueprint a bit more, because I'm really curious about this.
Yeah.
Is it, does he literally give people a blueprint? Is it that straightforward?
Well, he gives you a framework, right? But, I mean, one size doesn't fit all when it comes to families.
Right.
So he really emphasizes, like, every family's got to figure out what works for them.
Okay.
But one thing that really stood out to me is this idea of, like, you got to know what your family values are.
Right.
And then you got to live those values,
Yeah.
You can't just say, oh, we value honesty, and then, like, turn around and do something dishonest.
Right. It's got to be an active thing.
Yeah, you got to walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Exactly. And that's probably where the coaching and consulting come in, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. He's working with people, families, helping them figure out, okay, what are your values? What are your goals? How do we, like, bridge that gap between where you are now and where you want to be?
So it's a process.
Absolutely.
Not just like, here's the answer.
It's a journey. Yeah.
And it's interesting. He also has that book on premarital counseling.
Ready, set, read.
Yeah. Ready, set, read, premarital fundamentals.
Yeah.
So obviously that's about relationships. But what's his take on that, like specifically?
Oh, one of the things he talks about that I thought was really interesting is this whole love languages thing.
Okay, yeah.
How, everybody kind of gives and receives love differently. And if you and your partner, you don't understand each other's love languages, that's where you get those, like, miscommunications and fights and all that.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff to know.
Oh, definitely.
Because, I mean, even outside of romantic relationships, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about how you interact with your friends, your family, your coworkers.
Yeah, everybody's got a different way of, like, showing that they care.
Exactly.
And if you don't know that about the other person, it can lead to all sorts of problems.
Yes, right.
So it's almost like he's taking these ideas that we usually think of as being for, like, our personal lives.
Yeah.
And he's showing how they're actually really important at work, in society, like, everywhere.
And that's what I find so fascinating about his work. It's not just, like, theoretical stuff. It's practical. You can actually take what he says and use it in your life.
And I think that's probably why it resonates with people.
Yeah.
It's not just him up there, lecturing.
Right.
He's giving you tools.
He's giving you examples, anecdotes, real life stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see, oh, okay, this is how it actually plays out. I can see myself in this.
Exactly.
It's not just some abstract concept.
Right.
And it's really interesting how he ties it all together, We've got the family values, the personal growth, the leadership stuff, the societal change.
Yeah, it's all
It's
connected.
like this big web.
Yeah,
And it's pretty impressive, honestly, the scope of his work.
it is. It is. And it seems like he's not done yet either. He's actually launching a podcast soon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Weekly on YouTube.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a podcast is a perfect way to, like, reach even more people.
Yeah.
Have those longer conversations, dive deeper into these topics.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm curious to see, what he talks about on the podcast, how he uses that platform.
Yeah, if he's going to stick with these themes or maybe branch out into something new.
Yeah, who knows? It's exciting though, right?
It is, it is. It's like he's found his thing and he's really running with it.
Yeah, and making a difference, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So, listener, if any of this has resonated with you, if you're interested in how building a strong family can have this, like, ripple effect out into the world, I definitely recommend checking out Dele Agbegin's work.
Yeah, I would start with his website, honestly. You can find his books there, his blog posts, info on his upcoming podcast.
Yeah?
And yeah, I think you'll find his approach to building a better world, starting with the family. It's pretty inspiring.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. All right, well, that's going to do it for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.